I'm Elliot Kleinberg, and this is Something Went Horribly Wrong, a blog about bad writing and how to fix it. Segment 56, Back to School. Now, in case you're wondering whether the horribly wrong team, or at least this half of it, came late to the issue of good writing and bad writing, recently I came across a paper I wrote in April 1977 for a Journalism 301 class at the University of Florida. It was titled Bloopers, Sloppy Editing and Its Ramifications. Talk about the more things change, the more they stay the same, huh? Now, here's an aside. I was a grammar policeman even then. When guys in my frat pinned to the bulletin board notes about a concert ticket for sale or an upcoming social or a need for a ride home for a spring break, I would take a red pen to them. Honest. It made me real popular. Now, my bloopers essay is no elements of style, but it has something in common with that revered tome. Goofs are not new. That doesn't excuse them. In nearly a half century of writing, I myself have made my share. In JM 301, there wasn't a lot of leeway. Students used actual police reports or other documents to write a news story. And my paper notes, and I grimly recall that a typo, remember we still use typewriters, was an automatic 1 grade drop. And any fact error, it could be a simple misspelling of a name, earned an automatic failing grade. For some reason, the University of Florida used E instead of F, which allowed professors to smugly advise that a student should have been a little more diligent and industrious and was getting an E for easy. Yeah. Now, my paper acknowledges what horribly wrong is saying now decades later. Quote, as has been seen in this class, some slip-ups can often be very humorous, but they can also be damaging and dangerous. Yes, grammatically it should be often can and also can. Is there a statute of limitations? The essay gave some examples I had found in area newspapers. And here's some of them. A story said Eastern Airlines, remember them, changed a Miami to Gainesville flight from 7:15 p.m. to 7:05 p.m. But the story says 7:15 a.m. Well, no self-respecting college student would be up at that hour. A story said, quote, women can obtain abortions if pregnancy is after 14 months. Yeah. Biology 101, anybody? A headline misspelled then NFL Commissioner Pete Rozelle as Rozelle with an S. A series of news briefs included a 30 below reading in Minneapolis and an anti-gay effort in Florida. And the headline writer, desperate to be clever, wrote, quote, the cold and the gay. He really did. A multi-deck headline ended up in the wrong order. And here's what it said. This was an actual headline that ran in the paper. They messed it up. Staife plans to bring and Plaza downtown to life. Now, what it should have been is Staife plans to bring downtown and Plaza back to life, but they just flipped a couple of the lines of the headline. How does that happen? Now, my paper also says, quote, a story that has been written well but gets hurt by a typo or poor layout is not fair to the reporter who worked so hard to get his story right. Well, in my ensuing professional career, I lost some of my conceit, as I learned the hard way that far more often it was the other way around. It was the editor who caught my goofs, thus averting a catastrophe and saving me from a dressing down or worse. Many times at the Palm Beach Post, that editor was none other than Lou Ann Frela, Horribly Wrong's Rules Committee. P.S. My paper got a B+. I'm Elliot Kleinberg. Visit www.ekfla.com. That's ekfla.com.